Tonight, SBGH Race Hub. Catch all the up-to-coming action following the SBGH Turn 3 Racing League Project Cars 2. All the action coming live next.
Tonight, lose tonight, blah. I can't stop this feeling, baby. Only you can make me come alive. When we're crushing, there's a passion. Boy, you got my heart on overdrive.
Welcome, race fans. It is the next edition of SBGH Race Hub. We are excited. A lot of things going on. I am your host tonight, SBGH Roto Storm. Joining me on Race Hub is SBGH Cyborg. Cyborg, shout out real quick.
How's it going, race fans? Welcome to the hub.
SBGH Country 29.
How's it going?
SBGH 1 Bigger D.
Yo, yo. Hello, fans.
And we have SBGH Diz Viper. Oh, he's in here. I don't know if he's going to. Anyway,
He's
we
shy.
love doing these shows. He's shy. Everything we do is completely unscripted. We talk about all the racing action coming up in SBGH from the Project Cars 2 racing world that is operated by SBGH Cyborg to the SBGH Turn 3 Racing League on the NASCAR side. A lot of things going on, a lot of things to be excited about. Cyborg, we'll send it over to you, man. Get us caught up on all the Project Car action. And
Hey, not a problem, buddy. Welcome, fans. Here at the LMP series, we're getting ready to do another round here on Thursday nights here at Silverstone. And then over to the our Project Cars 2 Chase for the Cup series. I do believe we're getting ready to head over to, actually, I do believe we're taking off weekend this week on that one because, excuse me, I'm going to make a debut in your big race coming up this weekend. Help me out, bro. It's a round thing.
Yes.
I'm not good with that. Your
Yep.
Chase series.
oh, we'll touch
And
on it here a
then,
little bit, yeah.
Then our IROC series on Thursdays. Other than that, that's pretty much what's going on there. We can give you a lowdown on the points in those series if you guys would like there, real quick. I'll give you the top 3 drivers. And the LMP series, SBG's LMP series, is a GRG Ferrari, as I call them, GRG group, which is a good racing group. The P2 position is myself, Cyborg. And P3 in the LMP is Case Master. And then over to the Chase for the Cup series there, which we're taking off weekend here Sunday, is myself up on the P1 position. P2 is Mako. He made big points there over the weekend here. He got a good finish. And then the top 3 position is TRC Arcading. TRC stands for the Racing Club. That's the Racing Club. And then over the IROC Series, we call it the Days of Thunder IROC Series. We're taking an off weekend as well, the race for that big race coming up. And it's myself up in the top, TRC Arcadian, and SBGH Vaughn in your top 3 positions. So that's going to round up for the Project Car Series there, buddy.
Awesome. All right, Country, you want to get us caught up on some of the Turn 3 racing action? And yeah, if you got the points pulled up, otherwise I can run through those real quick.
I'll let you go ahead and do it. I don't have them pulled up just yet.
Cool. All right, so we'll start off with the yeah, that's the best policy, man.
Yeah, amen.
We'll start off with the Truck Series. The Truck Series, what a fantastic race this past weekend in Las Vegas, Sunday night. No cautions. The only time that there was any type of a stop in the race was the 2 stages. 0 cautions put up by those drivers during that race. And it's fantastic. I'll give the rundown on points on that real quick. Blue Knight is your points leader. SBGH Chevy Man second. SBGH Vaughn. Laguns for Life 4th. SBGH Roto Storm 5th. SBGH Country 29 6th. Wolfman, SBGH Wolfman 7th. SBGH Bill 8th. Osprey in 9th. Sick MS Racing in 10th. And that's your top 10 in points there. We'll move on to our Xfinity points. SBGH Roto Storm is the top guy there. Blue Knight sitting in second. SBGH Vaughn in third. SBGH Sick in fourth. Laguns for Life in fifth. Big Joe sixth. Chevy Man, SBGH Chevy Man in seventh. SBGH, nope, that's Ridge Runner in eighth. SBGH Bill in ninth, and SBGH Wolfman in 10th. I'll move over to our Cup Series quickly. Top 10 there. SBGH Chevy Man, Blue Knight, Lagunge, SBGH Sick in 4th, Roto in 5th, SBGH Bill in 6th, SBGH Vaughn in 7th, SBGH Country in 8th, Big Joe in 9th, and SBGH Wolfman in 10th. That's your top 10 in all 3 series. I do want to talk a little bit about, though, the racing from this past weekend. Anything on the project side, Project Car side, you want to talk about quickly from this past weekend? Any good racing action or shout outs to drivers?
Yeah. Oh yeah, there's always some really good racing going on. Roto, Big D, and Country over there. It's Project side, Project Cars 2 side. The Cup Series, we got some pretty good action going on there over there. That's on Sundays, 11:30 Central, 12:30 Eastern time. And then our LMP series, that's our, I call it micro cash, dash for cash, if you want to call it that. Once again, champion gets $50, P2 gets 30, and P3 gets 20 Microsoft money. And then that's cool. Really going. I do want to do a shout out for that series, for the LMP one. I want to appreciate GRG Good Racing Group, GT Racer, for bringing a bunch of talented drivers in last week. So we look forward to them guys coming in there. Some bad fast guys there, man. Check that out. That is an awesome racing series to check out as we broadcast that. And then IROC series, which is our 4th annual IROC series. We're wrapping that up. Once again, on Thursday or Saturday, we do have an off day because of the race that I haven't said that I'm going to enter in, but I'll turn that later on over to you. And then we'll finish that off 4th annual, and that's going to be at Daytona Oval in the 69 Camaro, I do believe. Of course, we do setups. And then also with the, there's a D4C Group A series that we do on Wednesday nights. We've been hitting that once in a while, but it's been kind of a hit and miss, but it's a good series to run. Other than that, I'm pretty much sums up as soon as we get done with our IROC series on Saturdays. And of course, we're not going to change the time, 11:30 in the morning Central Time, noon to 12:30 Eastern Time. I'm going to set up another series, race series. Maybe there might be some money on the line. I'm not sure what I want to do. Maybe we might do some touring cars. Maybe we'll do some GT3s, GTEs. I don't. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do, but stay tuned for that. But other than that, that's pretty much wraps up for the Project Cars series. Appreciate that.
Cool. I want to touch a little bit on the NASCAR side. That Las Vegas race Sunday in the Truck Series was completely phenomenal.
Yeah,
I mean, it was. And Cyborg, you got to call that race. I mean,
oh my God.
There was racing everywhere on the racetrack.
Yeah,
and some
absolutely.
big moves being made.
It was all through the
And
pack, top from the top drivers all the way through the field. I mean, Big D and I were just sitting on their edge and broadcasting. That was exciting. That was one of the best exciting races.
Yeah, and 0 cautions except for stage breaks.
Yep,
Not.
that's
I
what
mean,
was, that's what blew me away.
that's unheard of, you know. So, man, I tell you, and it was. I tell you, from a driver's standpoint, I won that race and I got the race in. I pulled out the win there, but the race in it, man, was as much
Congratulations.
fun from what I'm sure from watching it.
Oh man, that's
mean,
Big
it
D,
was-
man. Big D was multitasking that night. Which, by the way, he did a serious job on that broadcast and getting the broadcast on the Shuttermoon Game hosting on YouTube. So definitely check that out. But yeah, Big D,
But-
it was a great race.
Yeah, and then the Xfinity race at Las Vegas. That
Yep,
was a
there
nail
you
biter.
go.
I mean, there was a pass for the win with 2 laps
Yeah.
to go. So I mean, we've had some good racing, and then the Cup guys. Big Joe got his first Cup win.
He's making a big, he's making his name out there here. I've noticed, just in the broadcast booth. Come about, he's doing a good job. You know.
Yeah, he is, and he's keeping his nose clean, and he's really proven. We could skip about 3 of those, and I'd be okay. And then the Cup guys are headed to Richmond and Dega in the next couple of weeks, so that's going to be interesting. Big Joe.
Big D, there's no
just-
sound.
Yep. Said they can't hear none of us. Well, we probably did all that talking and chit chatting for nothing.
Oh. We'll figure
Joe
that
sent
one
out-
out. Indeed, just all right. Thanks, dude.
And he says keep going. So it might have just been a little bit of a mistake. But otherwise, we'll keep going here. But yeah, Big Joe picked up the win in Texas in the Cup Series. So shout out to him there. Blue Knight picked up the Xfinity win at Las Vegas. Shout out to him. And then myself, Roto Storm, picked up the Las Vegas truck win. A lot of good action. But, man, this weekend, that's where all the talk is at. This weekend is probably the biggest weekend that a racing league could have. and it's by far, I think, going to be one of the funnest weekends. Country, enlighten us a little bit about this weekend.
Well, to put it simple, it's the All-Star Weekend, and to make it to the finale Sunday night, you got to race your butt off Friday and Saturday and keep your nose clean at the same time. You got to run smart, but you're not going to be able to give up an inch.
Yeah,
We got the truck race on Friday night, Xfinity Saturday, and the Cup finale on Sunday.
Yeah, and you know, this year for guys to make it in is based on every race is at Charlotte. It's All-Star Weekend, and everybody knows that in the NASCAR world, the NASCAR guys run the All-Star race at Charlotte. And so all three races will be at Charlotte. The trucks will be at Charlotte, Xfinity will be on Charlotte, and then, of course, the All-Star race at Charlotte. But the format is, and kind of to touch on what Country said, the format is the top 6 in points. So you start out, everybody's at 0 points. Ain't nobody got nothing. You run the truck race on Friday night, Xfinity race on Saturday night, and the top 6 in points make the show. The guys that's not in the top 6 will run a last chance qualifier before the All-Star race, make the 7th and final spot for the All-Star. And you know, look, to me that's fair. You know, everybody starts out dead even, and you're gonna have to race to get those. Yeah, you're gonna have to get those stage points and get those good solid finishes to keep yourself live and advance into the. I mean, you know, we average 10, 12, 14 guys in each series, and you know, to be a part of the 7 that runs the first annual All-Star event for SBGH Turn 3 is going to be awesome. So guys are gearing up for it, man.
It's definitely going to be an honor to all of the ones that make it in there, and it's definitely going to be a relief for the one that makes it in after winning that Winston Open. It's on Sunday before the All-Star race, but I mean the action at the end of each stage is going to be as good, if not better, than what we've seen before, because there's going to be people fighting for every position. I know it's happened to me a couple of times where I've been, running 3rd, 4th, 5th or whatever, and I'm thinking, do I stick my nose in there? It's one more point. There's going to be no question on this one. That point could make it to where I'm in for Sunday or not.
Well, and the big thing is, and this is really, we've not even made mention of this. All of our drivers know about it, but we've not spoken on it tonight, is the fact that there is a total of $100 Microsoft money being paid out during the All-Star event. The winner will take $50 Microsoft money home. Second place will receive $30 Microsoft money. And then third place will take $20 Microsoft money home. But there can only be one guy who is the first annual All-Star race winner. And I tell you, to even have a chance to run in that, there's going to be a lot of guys take a lot of looks in a lot of places, and it's going to make a very interesting race.
Yeah, it will, because it's going to be rookie. It's going to be rookie drivers in there, guys, and that's some of those veterans going to have to keep an eye out. And you know what I mean? There's guys going to be in there that they're not experienced as your veteran drivers, like me.
In Charlotte, it's going to be
it's a fun
track. You can
track.
tell why, NASCAR, not only because it's their home, but why they choose it for the All-Star race, because there's not many tracks on the game where you can run low, middle, or high, and it's all about your driving preference and your setup. But there is moves to be made going in on the high side of turn 1, into the high side on turn 3, coming off of turn 4. There's going to be action all over the place.
It's going to be a lot of fun, even for the guys in the booth and the people that will be watching at home. I can tell you, this weekend alone has the potential to really set SBGH Turn 3 apart from a lot of the other leagues. And we are not a group, by any means that goes out and steals drivers. We don't take people from people. Guys just catch on to the racing and what we do over here at SBGH Turn 3 Racing League, and they like the product that we put out and just come over and race with us. And shout out to all those folks that are running leagues or or adminning them or owning them and stuff, because that's tons of work that goes into that. Yeah, it is.
It is not as easy as anybody thinks.
No, I could run a league. Okay. Yeah, all right. And throughout the gaming that I've been in for many years, I've had a lot of people like, yeah, I want to run a league. And then I've had a handful of guys like, you know what? It's not easy running a league. I mean, you got to make sure you're prepared and things like that. But it's a lot of fun, though. It is fun running league races. I like running league races. I enjoy it.
I love it, man. I love being a part of, the group that I'm with and the opportunities that I've got to be able to be with these guys, and man, it's just a lot of fun, and
it adds a level of competition to the game like you wouldn't believe. Like you know my story. I got the game to run the career mode, and then I got online, and it's like where did this come from? This is awesome,
Yeah, so. As a gamer, real quick, guys, not to burn up time, but I enjoy racing on online than career mode. You won't very seldom see me do career mode in a game. Very seldom. I just don't do it. It's boring.
There's a lot of folks out there that do the career mode stuff.
There's nothing wrong with it.
No. Well, and even on the NASCAR side, and country may or may not agree, but if you go on career mode and you jack your AI ratings plumb up, and having to be able to hold a steady line to be able to get around those, because those cars don't move. I mean, if you are working on the outside of one of those AI cars, man, they ain't moving, but you'll go plumb to the wall if you touch them. I mean,
they drive like it's their place, and you're not welcome. So it definitely gets you track time.
It'll definitely get you track time.
It'll teach you how to keep your nose clean if you're going to make it towards the end of one of those races, and I mean, it'll teach you pit strategy and everything like that. So it's definitely a benefit. But the competition and getting to talk to your competitors and knowing people from different states and everything like it just adds a whole new element. Joining SBGH as a league or running with us or something like that would just open the horizon for the game like you wouldn't even imagine.
Well, and the thing is when the competition level though too is. I mean, when you take the guys that we took and ran at Las Vegas this past weekend in the truck series with 0 cautions, except for the 2 stage ends, 0 cautions. Man, you have to run a super clean race and have a super fast setup, or otherwise, man, you're gonna lose so much track position that's not even funny. You know what I mean? And so you have to be, and that's where we are over at SBGH Turn 3, man, is the competition that we provide and the things that we do. These guys, man, every week are getting faster and faster and faster. It's just a lot of fun.
The DT, as we call it, drive time.
That's it. The DT, the drive time. So
I've been saying that forever.
Well, that's what it takes in every type of racing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, it's and I do several other types of racing that's benefited me even on the NASCAR side. And I run with you guys over in Project Cars, and I've not been able to run over there as much as I want to, but I've ran races over there. I'm on iRacing. I run tons of races over there since I've gotten on there, and that's, to me, has really improved my racing on the NASCAR side. And I mean, it's you got to put the time in.
Oh yeah.
We'll move on to this is the portion of the show that I really enjoy the most, and it's where we get to rank the NASCAR guys, the Turn 3 guys, by series in the top 3 positions. and that's a lot of fun, man, because it's just got us talking and throwing stuff out there, and just based on what we've seen over the. I mean, we're 5 races in on Cup, we're 4 races in on trucks, and we're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 races in on Xfinity. So, based on what we've seen in the past 4 or 5 weeks, it just allows us to just throw names out and who we think or who we feel is, moving up the ranks or is going to make the top 3 this week. And before we do that, though, I'm going to throw a name out real quick that I think had an absolutely phenomenal. Let me see here. Get this right. He almost 2 weeks ago. Yeah, he's had a pretty solid couple weeks, man. He's really moving his way up in points. Cyborg knows him as Luigi. I know him as LaGuns for life.
Yeah, he's pretty awesome.
I tell you what, man. Before we start our power rankings, I think I'm going to name this guy LaGuns for life. I think I'll name him driver of the week for this past week. And the reason I say that is he won the truck race at Atlanta, and then he goes on to follow it up in the Xfinity Series with a win at Richmond. And he's had, and if you go over and you look at our Cup stats, and I don't have all the points pulled up in front of us, but if you go over and look at the standings, and I'll look at real quick, let's see, LaGuns, he's ran in, let me see here, just where we at. So his truck series, truck series, for example, LaGuns has ran, I got to find him. There he is. He's fourth in points. He's ran 4 races, right? He's had 3 top 5s, 1 top 10, and a win. And so that's just in trucks. And then, I mean, we can look at what he did in Xfinity. If you think about what he's done there, and he's setting, I think he's in the top 5 in points. In fact, he is. He's ran 4 races there, and he's not finished outside the top 5 in any of the 4 races he's ran in the Xfinity Series, and that includes a win. So, to me,
yeah, he put the
driver of
hurting
the
on
week.
everybody at Richmond.
Yes, he did, and it wasn't the fact that it was sick. SBGA sick. He qualified on pole, and man, he was bad fast. He caught the apron early, and it just shot him into the pits there on turn 3, and that was it. That pretty much ruined that race for him, and that really opened up the door for LaGuns. But man, the dude has been fast. I mean, he's always strong. I enjoy racing around him, man. I race him hard every time I get around him because it's a lot of fun. You know what I mean? He's clean, but he's a lot of fun.
I mean, he's one of the cleanest guys out there, and it's fun to go into turn 3 holding it wide open, knowing that the guy underneath you or above you isn't going to wipe you out or chop you off or something like that. You can run your own race, and he's going to run his own race, and it makes it 10 times more fun running with somebody that ain't going to do something, to ruin your race, if not both of y'all's race.
Right.
Rookie mistake.
And there's drivers that you can do that with, and there's guys that you can't. I mean,
Yeah.
Me and you, country, we can do that.
Oh yeah, we've done that at Vegas before, side by side, battling for the lead for 20 laps and never even touched each other. So
me and Blue Knight, the Auto Club finish. I mean that and Cyborg, you should remember that. I mean, it was too close to call. There's guys that you can do that with. It was. I love that finish. I love going back to it, man, because that's still by far the closest finish to date in turn 3 history. But to me, LaGuns for life, man, is driver of the week. We've not really ever named the driver of the week, but to me, man, I think he earns that title for this past week. Is just dude's a strong competitor. He's clean. He's fast.
He's consistent.
Very consistent. Very, very consistent. Right on. All right, so we'll start with truck series? Let's do truck series. Top 3. Cyborg, you want to kick us off? Power rankings? What do you think? Yeah. Did I
Where's
lose
he at?
everybody? I don't know.
No, I'm still here.
Oh, Cyborg? Did we lose Cyborg?
Yeah, there
Where'd
you
he
go.
go?
I'm sorry. It helps. I helps if I
Oh.
unmute my microphone. Pardon me. I want to shoot for Chevy. Pardon me, SBGH Chevy man. He's definitely been looking pretty good in the series. You want top
Yeah.
three?
Yeah, top three.
Top three. All right, all right. And then I'm gonna truck series. You know, Luigi as I call him. He's definitely up there. And then, well, you've been doing a pretty good job there, but being that you're podcast announcer there, I'm gonna go for country. I believe country's involved in that, but he's been doing pretty good in there in that series.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Country. Top three for trucks. What do you think?
I got Blue Knight sitting up top. He's got a top 5 in each race. Chevy Man second. You can't bet against him anywhere we go. He's always fast no matter what he sets in. And then I got SBGH Vaughn sitting in third. He's I'm on that bandwagon again. He's improved a lot, and he's got 3 top 5s of late, and I look for him to just keep on rolling.
Yeah. Who was your second? Because I didn't catch it.
I picked Chevy for second.
Chevy. Yeah. For me, yeah, I'm gonna agree with Blue Knight at the top. The man's just been on a roll. He's like you said, he's not finished outside the top 5. He has a win in the truck series. Second for me, I'm gonna have to go with Lagunge. Lagunge is he's got 3 top 5s like you said, and then he's got a top 10 to credit and a win. But I think he's really came on. I don't know if it's enough for me to move Blue Knight out of the top spot, and then I'm going to rank Chevy Man in at the 3rd spot for trucks. If it wasn't for bad luck, Chevy Man, he wouldn't have any luck. It doesn't seem like it's just luck's not been on his side these past few runs, but he'll get that turned around, I'm sure, and make a good solid comeback. And then Xfinity, yeah, country. You want to kick us off with Xfinity?
My top 3, I went with Chevy Man up top. He's got 2 wins. I went with Roto in second, and I stayed on that bandwagon looking at the points, how much he's went up lately. He's up to 3rd in the Xfinity points. I went with Vaughn again. He's been so consistent, and the speed's coming. So that's where I've got that at.
Right on. Yeah, Cyborg, what you got for Xfinity? Must have muted himself again.
God bless him.
Um,
I'm sorry. I did it again. My bad. Well, there's a guy out there that we haven't really talked too much about there. Check your 6. I don't know if he's done running, but he definitely got himself a good finish throughout the series. But other than that, my top drivers out there, you seem to be doing pretty darn good in that series I meant. So that would be my one pick. And then Blue Knight, once again, he seems to be talked about quite a bit. That'd be my second in that series. And then Luigi, seem to be favoring him this week. But just throwing that in there. Big Joe, he's something that you want to kick, not consider about that series. If I'm correct.
Yeah, he's another guy that's is up and coming real quick too. For sure, Big Joe. He picked him up a cup win at Texas. So yeah. Xfinity for me, I'm going with I'm going to throw Blue Knight at the top here. The dude just shows a lot of speed, man. Blue Knight, I'm going to go with I'm going to go with in second. Let me see. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go with Lagunge in second, and then in third, I'm gonna go with my boy Country. Every time Country's only ran 2 races, but he's had a lot of stuff going on. But the 2 races he has ran, he's finished inside. He's finished inside the top 5 both races, and I think that he's gonna get. The schedules are fitting coming up, so
Especially that Xfinity schedule.
yes, yeah. So these other guys don't know you quite as well as I do, so yeah, that's going to be my top 3 there, and we'll move
There
on
you
to
go.
Cup. I'm just looking at I'm looking at stats as we do this. I've got the stats pulled up in front of me, so I just want to make the best that I can. Cup Series sideboard, kick us off.
Well, get your top 5 drivers. Actually, your top 7 drivers in that series definitely can. Even top 8 drivers in that series. So I want to shoot for. Well, I want to go ahead and throw this one out there. I'm going to go shoot for SBGH Sick. He's been doing pretty good lately. Shoot for him, and then I'm going to roll it over to Knight and then LaGrange. Luigi. Go with that. Luigi, the spicy in the meatball. But he's, like you said, you reflected on that earlier, where he can really make an impact in the series. Actually, it looks like it doesn't matter what vehicle he gets in. It seems like he does pretty darn good. But he's definitely doing a great job.
Country?
I went with Chevy at the top there with the Cup. I mean, he's got 4 top 5s, and he's bad fast wherever he goes. I went with Lagunge in second.
Luigi.
And in third, I kind of went out of the box, but he's been improving a lot lately, and it's not Vaughn. I'm going to go with SBGH Bill in third. He's entered all 5 races, and he's got 4 top 10s in it, and he's one of the guys that
Good call.
he's always fun to run with, and
Yes, he is.
he's funny to talk to, and he's clean. I mean, if he gets into trouble or whatever, he'll hold it down on the apron, or he'll stuff it in the wall to keep from ruining somebody else's race.
A real gentleman.
Bill.
But you also look at it.
Bill.
It's you, Roto. I mean, you entered 4 races and you got 4 top 5s. So and also you're the first guy to win 1 in each series. So I guess that's my top 4 there.
I'm gonna go with what kind of the same lineup here. I'm going with Chevy at the top. Chevy's he's entered all 5 races. He's got 4 top 5s. He's only finished outside the top 5 and top 10 once. But he doesn't have that win yet. But that's not enough for me to move him out of that top position in my power rankings, because he's sitting there at the top of the points right now. That tells me that he's had really good stage finishes with the 4 top 5s to go with it. So his racing's been really consistent. That win that he's missing has just kind of evaded him a little bit, but that's really not enough to for me to move him out of my number 1 pick for Cup. My second place though, I'm going with oh man, this is so tough. I don't know why we do this. It's a lot of fun, but I don't know why we do it. All these guys are bad fast, man. It's hard to sit here and do this, really. My number 2, I'm going with Blue Knight. That's the top 2 in points. I'm going Blue Knight. Does have a win, 3 top 5s, 2 top 10s to date, with a win to his credit. That win is enough to move him, to slide him into that second. Like I said, it's not enough for me to move Chevy out of the top, him not having it, but the racing has been really consistent. I'm going real big here. I'm going down to Big Joe. I'm going to move Big Joe up to that 3rd spot for me. He got that win at Texas, and I think he's another one of those guys that if he could just get the breaks that he needs throughout the races, he could really really be a guy to be a force to reckon with when it comes to the Cup Series. But yeah, I think that Big Joe, he earns the top 3 there after getting that big win at Texas. So that's where I would go with those 3. But let me ask you guys this, because this is something we never did. Looking at we just power ranked everybody overall. Everyone included. If you was to give me a top 3 right now, to date, I know this is on the spot because everything with you is unscripted. Cyborg, go. Top 3, everybody.
Oh man.
No series, just no
NASCAR?
series, no series, no trucks, just
NASCAR.
top 3, just NASCAR, turn 3, NASCAR guys, top
shit.
3.
Man, why do you gotta do this to me? You know, you got me on that one. Usually I'm not stumped for words. Okay, all right, here we go. Here we go. The spicy to meatball, Luigi LaGrange. I'm gonna turn it up a couple notches. SBGH Vaughn 2 and SBGH Kill Bill, better known Bill 11. There you go. Now I'm not good with the NASCAR, but I think they got what it takes
Country?
in the long run.
If you look at the whole thing as a whole,
He's like,
you'd have 4 of them that were pretty much tied for the top. That'd be Chevy, Lagunge, Blue Knight, and Roto.
That's pretty much where he's going to leave that, I think.
Yep, that's where I'm only. Everybody's so equal, and we'll just leave it at that.
Yeah, I'm not even going to comment on that question. I just wanted to see where you guys would go with it. Just
Oh,
put you
you
guys
know,
on the
that-
spot. But
That's a Richard move, dude. That's a Richard move. Okay.
that's
I
what we
was
do
just
here
throwing
on
it out
Race
there.
Hub. That's what
Yep.
makes it fun.
Yeah. That's a Richard
Cyborg,
move.
any last mentions or anything on the Project Car
Nah,
side,
well.
real quick?
Yeah, real quick, just check us out, man. I'm always shooting it up on my Facebook page. And subscribe to YouTube. Shutterbone Gaming hosting YouTube. Just check us out, man. I mean, other than that,
Absolutely.
Google it.
Country.
You'll
Ooh,
follow
sorry.
us.
Go ahead.
Oh, you're good. You're good. Other than that, just stay tuned here.
Country, anything else on the NASCAR side you can think of?
Big weekend coming up. There might be
Oh yeah.
a few door slams, maybe a bump and run. And you don't know if it's going to be to win stage 1 or if it's going to be to win one of those races Friday or Saturday. But get in there for being one of the all-stars on Sunday night and to have a chance to win that money. It adds a little bit more realism to it, and you're not just playing a video game.
Is there going to be a driving
Yeah,
school
that's-
for this series, guys, for certain drivers like me? For you viewers out there, real quick, I don't mean to interrupt you guys, but Cyborg does not really do ovals, but I'm going to enter this race, so it's going to be something very different and out of my comfort zone. But I think it's going to be awesome. It's going to be a blast. So stay tuned. If you want to see some, check it. And just come on board in my cockpit on Twitch, and I'll be broadcasting it on Twitch. So and that's the other thing that I'm going to do, which is kind of unusual for me. So sorry, guys, I didn't interrupt you.
Yeah, and I think the next, with the All-Star Weekend is going to be absolutely phenomenal. I do want to throw a couple of shout-outs out real quick. Well, SBGH Turn 3 has added a couple of new drivers, and those guys had reached out to us, and I want to give those guys a shout-out real quick. We got those guys added in. And the message that I got was, it looks like that you guys run a real, very professional league, and we would like to be a part of it. And then they made mention of the streaming and the broadcasting as well, and how that really opened them up to want to be a member of SBGH. So Turn 3 Racing. So shout out to those two guys for reaching out to us. We got those guys added, and they'll be starting the following weekend when we turn back to regular schedule action. But I just want to make mention of those because that's, to get people to recognize and understand and to see what we're about here at SBGH Turn 3 Racing League and to get those types of comments, it's worth it's worth making a mention of. So shout out to those guys. Catch us on the World Wide Web. Catch us online at www.sbghostings with an s.com. www.sbghostings.com. Check us out on YouTube via Shatterbone Game Hosting. That's where all of our stuff is live. You can follow SBGH Cyborg on Twitch. You can also follow SB Gaming H on Twitch as well. The broadcasting, man, we've got guys that run in cars. They switch, and it's phenomenal what you guys do. So thank you, Cyborg and D, for that, and really promoting what we do. We're very grateful. Really, we are. Shout out to all the admins that run Turn 3 Country, SBGH Country 29, SBGH Chevy Man, SBGH Sick, SBGH Vaughn, and SBGH Wolfman. Shout out to you guys for everything that you do with SBGH Turn 3 and making it what it is today. Any new members want to come in, just hit up one of those guys or find us on Facebook, SBGH T3RL. You can find us online. Check us out. We're all over the place. Guys, any last comments before we head out?
Let's get our game on.
Yes. Country, anything
24 for the win Sunday night.
That's it. I've done laid that pig down. I laid that pig down Sunday. So shout out.
It's gonna be fun. I got to make it there first, and that's all part of it.
That's going to be the fun part. Just racing your way in. The race itself is going to be fun. Once you make the show and you make the All-Star race, the race is going to be fun. Racing your way in is going to be fun. Shout out to all the drivers that run with SBGH Turn 3, because without those guys, we couldn't do what we do. Osprey and just mentioning some new guys that came in of late. We've got Osprey, a Maximum Driver. I'm just looking at names here. Osprey, Maximum Driver. Let's see. Who we got? Who else we got? Check Your Six. He comes in around SBGH Corporal. Maximum Drive. Yeah, Lagunge, Big Joe. Yeah, I mean, guys, we got so many drivers. We thank each and every one of you. Really, we do. Good night. Everybody. Thank you all for We just ran about racing, and we're excited about it. This is not a game for us by any means. My dad, SBGH, soon to be SBGH Buckshot, came in last week or the week before and did a podcast with us, did a race up with us, and his vision and why he thought was my son just plays a video game. Then he got a wheel from me. He got in the NASCAR heat from me, and he realized that it's not just sitting there and playing a game. So, and he talked a little bit about that.
That's awesome.
Podcast go. So, I'm excited to have him. He was going to join the podcast tonight, but had other things going on, so he couldn't do that. But he has been working his butt off, and we've been chatting back and forth, and he'll be looking to make his debut in the Truck Series.
Coming aboard.
Yes, I'm stoked. So he'll be making his debut in 2 weeks at Texas, and in the Truck Series.
We'll get him set up good for that one. It'll be like another teammate, but he'll know. He understands racing. He knows when it's 5 to go, 10 to go. Teammates go out the window. So
yeah, I can tell you, well, we won't get into that. That's a whole nother race hub. So, but no, we're excited to have him. So, and I think the coolest part is last year, me and him raced go-karts together, and that was a
Nice.
lot of fun. And we won 13 of 14 total races combined between me and
Whoop,
him.
whoop.
He won the championship. I finished second. I had more total wins, but I didn't have as many points wins as he did. So,
The
but
old
all
man
in all,
put it to you. I love
he
it.
did.
The old man put it.
Um,
No, that's awesome.
so I'm excited to have him coming in and be able to race with him again. In a whole different. Now he's coming to my world. I went to his world, learned everything that I could learn from him, but now he's coming to my world. So let's see how he holds up when he gets here. But
We just
shout
got to
out to
get him
him.
Project Cars too. We have to
Yeah,
get him
oh,
the
yeah.
goose.
for sure. Outside of that, once again, thank you all the viewers for tuning in. Check us out starting 8:30 Eastern Friday night, round 1 of All-Star Weekend Truck Series at Charlotte. Check us out Friday night. Saturday, Xfinity race at Charlotte, round 2, and we will know that night. The top 6 drivers will be announced that night via a very special race hub. After the Xfinity race Saturday night. The announcement of the 6 drivers for the All-Star race, and then we'll know who guy is come Sunday during the Winston Open, as country calls it, the last chance qualifier, Sunday to be ran before the All-Star race, and we'll know who that driver is. So
Almost as important as the 6 that are named for Sunday night on Saturday. Everybody else knows that their butt's on the line then.
that's going to be a race in itself, and I hope that I'm not in it, and I'm going to be honest. I'm going to be honest here. I may not even run the All-Star race. I may just hop up in the booth with D and broadcast it. And I get enjoyment out of seeing the racing product from a whole different
Oh, yeah.
standpoint. And
Oh, for sure.
so, I love these types of things, and I get excited. So I may not even run the All-Star race right now. I'm planning on it. I'm just saying I'm planning on getting in it and making the show, but that plan may change. But all right, we'll catch you guys next week. Race Hub, catch us Saturday night after the Xfinity race. It starts 8:30 Eastern. We'll announce the top 6 for a very special edition of Race Hub. The top 6 will be headed to the All-Star race, racing for the 100 to win. 50 to the winner, 30 for second, 20 for third. Shout out to all the drivers. Shout out to SBGA Cyborg, Bigger D, everything you do. Thank you. I'm going to give a big D send out here. All the race fans, we'll see you this weekend, Charlotte All-Star Weekend. Otherwise, let's let Country send us out. Country, send us out of here.
Get ready for the big weekend. It's going to be a hell of a show. We hope to see y'all watching.
In the words of Big D, see ya.